was never a surprise when pregnancies failed, yet each time felt like a blow to the village. The birth rates in Lochlanach were at an all-time low, only 4 children under the age of 5 in their entire village. It was said to be that way through all of the lands of Eurona, having declined drastically in the past 100 years, though nobody could say why. Many blamed the lashed ones, as if it was some sort of magical curse. Paxton knew the truth, but he could not voice his theory without being seen as a lashed sympathizer. At that moment, the oak door to the pub flew open with a bang, and Mallory's husband ran in, his face ashen and his eyes red. People made a quick path for him as he moved to the bar, peering around frantically as if lost. "Mr. Sandbar," the barkeep said. "What do you need?" Alcohol, to stave off infection." He looked about wildly, shoulders stooping. "There were 2 twins, boys, both gone." The entire bar gasped as a wave of sorrow passed through the room. Mr. Sandbar lifted a shaking hand to his dishevelled hair. "Mallory's bleeding too much." "Okay, man, stay calm for her." The barkeep filled a cup with clear liquid and thrust it forward. "I can't pay you right now. Don't worry about that. I know you're good for it." Before Mr. Sandbar could take the cup, the door opened again, and everyone went still. In the doorway stood Mr. Riverton, an ordinary-looking man in his early 30s. But to the village he wasn't ordinary at all. He was their one and only registered lashed. He rarely came out except to pick up a bottle of mead from the bar now and again. Paxton felt himself go tense all over as his fellow villagers glared at the man. Mr. Riverton hadn't fared well in the last few years, but the lashed never did. They seemed to age faster than normal people, dying decades sooner than they should. It didn't help that most couldn't find jobs and had to support themselves on the land, or starve. Paxton had caught his own mother sneaking food to Mr. Riverton's lean-to porch early one morning, but he'd never told her he saw. Mallory's husband began breathing fast and ragged as he took in the sight of the lashed man. Mr. Riverton looked about at the staring faces, landing on Mr. Sandbar's. "Sorry, I was only picking up something to go. I'll just—" His hand fumbled for the door handle to exit, but Mr. Sandbar flew across the room in a rage, brandishing a knife from his pocket that he shoved to the lashed man's throat, pressing him against the wall. Everyone crushed forward to see. Paxton and Tiernan leapt from their stools, pushing through the crowd. "What did you do to her?" Mr. Sandbar shouted. Mr. Riverton kept his hands up, his eyes closed. "He didn't do anything, I swear. I saw you look at her 2 days ago. You stared at her stomach. What did you do?" "I was glad to see how well she was progressing. That's all. Lies." Mr. Sandbar pressed forward, denting the lashed man's throat, causing a trickle of blood to flow. "You're a filthy murderer, just like your hero, Roccato." Mr. Riverton's panicked eyes shot open. "Roccato was a madman. I'm nothing like him. More lies." Mr. Sandbar's shout came out a sob as tears began to seep from his angry eyes. "You took my boys just by looking at her." "Mr. Sandbar," Paxton shouted. He grabbed the mourning man by the shoulder. "He can't hurt her with his eyes. You know this. He has to touch with his hands to work magic, and I'm certain he's never gotten that close. Am I right?" Paxton looked at Mr. Riverton, who whispered hoarsely with his hands held high. I never touched her." "Come on," Paxton said. "Let's get you back to Mallory." He gave the man a gentle tug to pry him away from the frightened, cornered lashed. Tiernan, who'd had the good foresight to grab the cup of alcohol, took the hand of Mallory's husband and pressed the cup into it. His knife arm dropped and his eyes cleared, seeming to remember why he'd come. "I'll go with you," Tiernan said. He led the stricken man out of the bar. The people continued to glare at Mr. Riverton, who lowered a shaking hand to his bloodied neck. He took one last glance around at the hostile faces before turning and rushing out, not bothering to get what he'd come for. "Good riddance," a woman whispered. "Their kind shouldn't be allowed in here." Paxton clenched his teeth as a roar of familiar anger clawed inside him. He pushed his way back through the people and slid 2 copper coins across the bar. "This should cover Mr. Sandbar's bill, and my drink. Keep the rest."